Alright, so yesterday I did a video of a team-up between Randy Cunningham, Ninth Grade Ninja, and Gotrek and Felix from Warhammer The Old World. And I kind of left off on a cliffhanger, so we're going to be doing that as a whole-ass video this time around. We're going to be doing a whole sequel to that video, and as you can see from the title, Randy Cunningham versus Gotrek and Felix. So, let's get started. So, to recap on those who didn't check out the last video, essentially what happened was that Thanquol, the Skaven Greyseer, had managed to enter the world of Randy Cunningham's Earth, and Gotrek and Felix followed. Randy teamed up with them to save people who Thanquol was kidnapping in order to create, to harvest a warp stone and usher in a Skaven army into his universe. Randy managed to banish them, send Gotrek and Felix back to their world, but at the same time, Randy had to use a warp stone in order to do so. Unfortunately for him, the problem with that was that what happened was that Randy, in turn, using that warp stone, left an effect on him. It basically, like, there's some corruption in him now. Anyway, so we follow, like, 3 weeks later. We're now fast forward 3 weeks in the since Randy had his little team up, and since then he's been hiding the fact that that warp stone corruption in his body is starting to grow more. Like, he's growing like green veins. His eyes will flash green, and he's managed to suppress it for the past few weeks. But he is getting worse and worse. Like, he's clearly not, feeling well. And he keeps hearing, like, whispers when no one's there. He's becoming more aggressive when he's fighting McFist's robots. It's getting harder and harder for him to, like, focus, and he's pushing people away. Like, he's especially pushing Howard away from getting near him, as he's trying to use his art of healing is suppressing this corruption up his arm. But it's just kind of slowing it down. It's not stopping it, it's just slowing it down. He's trying to find, like, he even consults the Nomicon, and the Nomicon is just like, whoa, that came from another universe, so I don't know how to cure you. There's no real cure for something that isn't of our universe. There's really nothing we can do to stop it. There's nothing really, I mean, you could keep using the art of healing and see if it, like, finally burns it out of you, but, like, as it stands, dude, like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, but you're SOL, Cunningham. And Randy, of course, just throws a shit fit, because he's like, I do all of this for you. I fight battle, wars for you, and you just, tell me to piss off, leave? And they're like, why are you talking like that? And he's like, talking like what stuff? And Randy's like, because sometimes it'll happen in his conversation where he will just have, like, moments where he's just like, no thank you, goodbye, or, he'll go, like, yeah, when he gets really excited, he's like, yes, and that's what he's like, there's something wrong. The warp stone is affecting him and giving him the mind of a Skaven, but not just any Skaven. We'll get to that later, but because of Randy's corruption, he's now being influenced by outside forces. So Randy basically gets the idea of, like, I'll go back, maybe there's still, like, some warp stone stuff, and I can maybe go into find Gotrek and Felix, and maybe they can help assist me in opening the portal again. And he's telling Howard all of this, like, he's telling this plan, and he's like, to make sure they can help heal you, right? And he's like, yes, help me, totally help me. No other motive to do that. And they're like, and Howard is just kind of like, dude, I'm really starting to get really concerned about this whole, like, double speak thing you're doing. Maybe I know the Namacon couldn't help, but maybe you should go to that universe, find Gotrek and Felix, so they can help you heal. And he's like, no, I know what I'm doing, planning. So of course Howard's worried, and Randy's becoming more obsessed with this idea of finding the warp stone, whatever, if there's leftover warp stone where they fought Thanquol. And sure enough, he and Howard do find it when they go back into the sewers. It's stuff that the Skaven had brought over and were trying to use to terraform the world. So when Randy finds a thing of warpstone, like another cache of warpstone, he's like now really starting to show his corruption. And when he opens the portal again, when he starts opening the portal again, he's like, finally, now I can find a way to, take over this, conquer this world. And they're like, and Howard's like, excuse you, Cunningham, are you feeling all right? And he's like, yeah, I feel great. I'm going to, take over the entire world. Yes. And when he opens the portal, Howard's like, well, you should go through that portal and maybe, rethink your whole world domination thing. He's like, better plan idea. You go through portal and you go stay there forever eternity. Yes, and throws him through. Because now Randy is now in the thralls of something much worse. It's not just any Skaven that's slowly corrupting his body. It's the Great Horned Rat. Yeah, the fifth Chaos God has the Great Horned Rat is now using Randy's body as like a avatar to like speak through and also inhabit to carry out his whim to rule to rule this world. And in doing so, he reaches out once again to, using the warp stone in the open portal, he reaches out to Thanquol again and is like, Thanquol, you're going to come through this universe again, you're going to bring the Skaven army, and we're going to, rule this universe, and you're going to be my second in command. Of course, Thanquol's like, yes, Great Horned Rat, I can't wait to turn on you, I mean serve, thank you. Because Thanquol is just an idiot who can't help himself. Anyway, Howard did get thrown through the portal, and now he's stuck in the world of old world, and his thing is he has to find Gotrek and Felix. And as he's wandering through the countryside, he does get attacked by a group of beastmen, and sure enough, who else saves him? None other than Felix Jaeger and Gotrek motherfucking Gurnison. So Gotrek and Felix fight off the beastmen and kill them, and then they're like, hey, you're that fat kid from that other universe. What's his name? Huey? No, and Howard's like, Howard. Anyway, and he's like, where's Randy? Where's that, the black-clad fellow? And he's like, yeah, he's back in our world, but we hit a bit of a snag. And they're like, snag? What kind of snag could be the problem? And he's like, and Howard goes, well, you see, he's possessed by the warp stone, by those green rocks you left behind. And he's like, oh, that's not good. We gotta find a way to get to our to your universe. Do we know? Is like, cool, can you open a magic portal going to another universe? And they're like, no, but we know someone who can. And that is the light sorcerer Max, who, when they tell him, he's like, oh, cool, so you guys are messing around in other universes, and now something evil is trying to cross into another universe. Cool. And they're like, of course you, and Max is like, of course you two would be involved. So, what do we gotta do? And they're like, well, here's the thing. A friend of ours from that universe has been possessed by Warpstone, and now he's probably helping the Skaven march into that universe. And they're like, alright, there's a spell I can use, but it's only, for a limited time. I can't hold it open. The best I can hold it open for is 24 hours. So, you got 24 hours to to stop him and get back. So, good luck. So, Howard, Gotrek, and Felix go back into Norrisville, and sure enough, Randy's already in the thralls of the Great Horned Rat. He's starting to look more rat-like. He's even growing horns. Thankful and other of the Council of 13 are like marching their armies into into Norrisville, and they're terrorizing people. And Randy's proclaiming himself as the great. He's now calling himself the Great Horn Rat. Thankfully, they don't realize it's the. They don't realize, the people of Norrisville haven't realized that the ninja is being possessed by the Great Horn Rat. They just think the ninja has been captured or gone missing. So Howard, Gotrek, and Felix now have to fight their way to get to this new citadel, which Randy has taken over McFist's office building and made into his new citadel to bring a Skaven army to bear. So Howard, Gotrek, and Felix fight their way through several several Skaven until they reach the top, where they find the Great Horn Randy, as I guess we could call him, sitting there on a throne with Thankful at his side, and Thankful's just like, no, now you're all going to die, to die at the hands of the Great Horn Rat himself. And Gotrek is just like, dying's what I'm all about, lad. Let's see if a god can back that up. So Randy battles Gotrek and Felix, while Howard is frantically trying to figure out a way to reverse everything and send the Skaven back. Of course, he's running out of time because the magic spell that will pull that it's going to pull them back at some point from the Sorcerer Max. And what happens is that Howard actually uses, finds the warpstone cluster that the Great Horn Rat is using, and actually when Randy is battling Gotrek and Felix, he actually swats Gotrek's axe out of his hand, is about to kill him, and Gotrek is just like, well, finally death will come to me. And that's when Howard grabs Gotrek's axe and just smashes the warpstone, breaking the Horned Rat's connection to Randy and forcing him back into the Immaterium. The resulting thing also flings the Skaven back, and Randy is returned back to his normal self. By the end of it, Randy's back to being normal. He's like, oh my god, what have I done? Gotrek, Felix, what are you guys doing here? And they're like, your fat friend will keep you posted. Anyway, bye. They get pulled back to their universe, and Howard just has to sit there telling him everything that happened. So there you go, guys. That is Randy Cunningham versus Gotrek and Felix. I want to thank you guys for checking out this video, and you guys tell me in the comments below what you guys think of it. Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.